Hi, I'm Vikram. I'm a developer with the Druid project. What we're trying to do here is create an open source unified communications platform. You'll learn a little more about that as I go on. Well, what is Druid? Druid is, like I said, an open source unified communications platform. So, I keep repeating that, but a lot of you probably wonder, what is unified communications? Well, we've taken Asterisk, instant messaging, and voicemail, desktop applications, mobile applications, and we've, we've put that all together to kind of give you a system that can do things that are way beyond what you would expect from just a plain asterisk or, a plain, existing kind of setup. So we've tried to replicate some of the features that you would get out of commercial enterprise things like Call Manager or Definity or something from Avaya. So what does Druid offer? Well, when we started developing Druid, there were three things that we aimed at: for ease of use, ease of deployment, and ease of maintenance. So we've actually tackled each one of those separately in Druid and done a good job with that. So Druid is also extendable. So what I mean by that is you're not limited to what Druid offers you. Druid can kind of work like a web services engine where it gives you access to all these things, but you can actually develop applications outside of Druid and plug them in using our SOAP API. And make use of Druid functionality. Druid is also has global accessibility. What I mean by that is it's got great language support, it's got localization and internationalization, and we've really done that well at many levels. Well, just give me a second. Just have to keep track of my time. Okay, we have some design philosophies that we've kind of followed when we are developing Druid. So one of them is that Druid is really close to Asterisk. So Asterisk has a lot of great things to offer, and we want to make sure that we use as many of them as we can and not try to redo them in any way. So we make use of tile plans and AEL to do all kinds of really cool things like hot desking and mobile bridging and stuff. And we actually do that in using AEL. So as Asterisk becomes better, we become better. We obviously use a lot of the newer functionality of Asterisk too, like voicemail IMAP storage and AJAM for the asynchronous JSON Asterisk manager interface. Another design philosophy that we followed is to prevent bloat. So we try not to overdo things. We try not to put everything but the kitchen sink in there. We've tailored it down to specific requirements after dealing with a lot of people who use Druid, and it's not just about features, but when I mean lightweight, we've kind of kept our processes lightweight. Our development model is, to keep the code from getting over bloated or hard to manage. So, like for example, our interface uses Ajax JSON. So that actually helps us with keeping our interface really light and easy to work with, and less bugs and all that. So, well, what are the value additions that we do to a vanilla Asterisk install or to go with some of the other distros out there? We have a few value additions that we're really proud of. One is that we try to give a rich user experience. When I say rich user experience, each user in Druid has an extension. Obviously, every Asterisk box, you'd expect that. Well, but in Druid, that extension goes a little further than just having access to a phone. Extensions can have two types of phones connected to them. They can have an IP desk phone that is attached in, or they can simultaneously have a soft phone Also, the same extension holder gets access to his own IMAP mail account for his voicemails and faxes. He also gets access to an IM account for Jabber integration and for IM purposes. So, and the beauty of this is we have a unified PIN. So across all these functionalities, you use your extension as your username and your unified PIN to log in. We also focus a lot on mobile conversions because obviously mobile phones are, that is where the future is. And a lot of people are, I know people who don't even have IP desk phones, and they tend to do most of their work just from mobile phones. So we have a few features there that help Asterisk and Druid extend itself all the way to your mobile phone. One of them is mobile bridging, which is pretty cool because if you're an extension holder, you can actually check a box and say, okay, I want all my calls bridged. So when you do that, if anyone calls your extension, it's not only going to ring your desk phone and maybe your soft phone, but it will ring your mobile phone too. And most of you guys are Asterisk developers. You're going to say, that's not, what's the big deal with that? Well, we actually take that a step further. Once you actually answer your call on the mobile phone, you can transfer it. You can basically, using DTMF, you can maneuver the call just like you would do from your IP desk phone, which we've kind of extended a bit using our BlackBerry client and stuff. Okay, another thing we're really proud of is, yeah.
Do you have a screenshot of the decorated card?
I do. I'll come to that. So, yeah. So, we're also truly plug and play. So at many levels, this is something we're really proud of. This is actually, when I mentioned the 3 things we tried to tackle, one of them was ease of deployment. So one of the obvious, most tiresome problem people have is IP phone deployments. So what we did here was we used Cisco Discovery Protocol and Multicast DNS to actually automate the process. So your phones would just, discover us, switch into our tagged VLAN that we automatically created, and they'd be ready to use. That's it. You just take a phone out of a box, you plug it into a network, which has Druid running on it, and your phone would be ready to use as soon as it booted up. That's pretty much it. We've also done that for the hardware telephony cards that most of us Asterisk people deal with. So we have a single-click interface where we auto-detect the cards, and you can just click and provision them to default settings that work in 90% of cases. And then, if you need to, you can tune it to whatever weird PRI configs you might have. Also, we've always focused Druid to be an interface that's great for people who are, for organizations of a certain size and maybe larger size. So a lot of them require enterprise features that are very specific to them and not home users or something, such as hot desking. So this is really cool because it allows users to actually walk up to any phone they want, log in, and take over that phone and convert it to their own extension. This is something actually that Cisco Call Manager lets you do. And we've actually done that in Druid. You can actually do this dialing in and just following the instructions, dialing your PIN and stuff. And you can do it through the XML browser on the phone. We allow you to do that too. So extension mobility, this is another cool thing. This is kind of like hot desking, but you also can actually attach or detach your IP desk phones from your extension. So for example, if your phone is spoiled, you can send it off to repair, you get a new phone and attach your extension to that one. It's a pretty seamless task. I'll show you how that's done in a bit. Active Directory, this is again something enterprises tend to use. At this moment, we don't have really tight Active Directory integration, but we have support where you can actually query an Active Directory while creating your user agents, your users. So it helps you kind of keep them in sync. Okay, well, this is actually pictures of our BlackBerry communicator. This is not part of our open source. This is part of our commercial offering. But